We're going to talk a little bit today about the role and importance of L&D in helping organisations achieve their objectives and implement their strategies, and how Hemsley Fraser is helping our clients to do that.
And I think L&D has got such an important part to play coming out of the pandemic, and in how the markets are in general, because technology has been such a big disruptor and will continue to be a big disruptor to all different kinds of industries, and transformation isn't gonna go away. So being really close to thinking about what are the skills that are needed for the future. If you do that in isolation as an HR and L&D department and not connect up to the business strategy, how do you know you're bringing in the right skills? Are you basing these skills on a competency framework that might have been made, a number of years ago? Are you thinking about things, as I said, kind of in isolation? Are you really kind of getting out there as business partners, making sure you're understanding what different departments in the business need, and how do you support those departments in making sure that L&D is really delivering value and absolutely the skills that's needed for the future, both at a core level and at a technical level.
Could you explain a little bit more about how Hemsley Fraser is now living that model with clients? Because we are offering our clients the support and the benefit of our experience, but also evaluating what worked well and making appropriate recommendations.
Yeah. I think one of our biggest kind of leap forwards this year has really been combining multiple different services and products together. So when we have our hub working with our data analysts, working with our virtual learning pieces and our content, when you're getting all of these different pieces working together, you can really provide excellent value. What the technology and the hub part of it enables us to do is bring in lots of different other types of learning as well. So when I talk about things like technical learning, we've got so many different products like our Fluid Books or our Fluid Book Airs, and some of our kind of Thrive and Fives and our video pieces. We can apply that modality to any kind of learning. So whether you want to do a piece of technical learning, we can flip that into some of these new modes to get it out to as many people as possible through the hub and through the technology. That essentially just allows you to scale and to get it out to your audience. That's your broadcasting mechanism. These other pieces are, how do you wrap it up in a way that people are going to want to take in new information? It's a knowledge management, it's an engagement piece. So, this is where we think about how we're doing technical learning, but also we can offer those kind of core learning skills as well, and the soft skills that we've always been known for.
I think that's really interesting, because clients are saying, aren't they, that the consumption, the broadcasting piece is key, but we're also now able to see and show and demonstrate the changes in behaviour and in skills as well with our clients.
Absolutely. And I guess what I'm not saying is that what Hemsley's all about now is just the blend of digital. I think we are absolutely flexible in terms of what that experience starts to look for an organisation, and we'll work with organisations to make sure that what we're doing and what we're designing really brings absolute value, and we can prove that through the data. So if within the experiences that we're designing, if there are elements of that should be face-to-face, then they will be face-to-face. But let's really think about what is the value of bringing people together. When you're spending however much on travel and the cost of bringing people together, what is it that you really want to get out of bringing those people together? What are the actions, and how do you make that so valuable that the learning really lands? There's nothing more frustrating when you're spending so much money as an organisation on learning and people going to events and really the retention of the learning is limited. What we want to do is really be able to prove the retention of knowledge and be able to show the transformation in the business and the skills that are being learned.
I have saved the hardest question to the end.
Okay.
So now looking forward, do you see everything continuing in this direction? What do you see Hemsley Fraser delivering to its clients over the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, I'm open-minded on this one. I think we've got to have our ear to the ground in terms of what is going to be expected as people start to go back to the workplace. I do genuinely believe that we have evolved. Hemsley has evolved, and I think other organisations has evolved in terms of what the workplace of the future looks like. I think the expectation on change and transformation itself has shifted, whereas before I think 90% of change and transformation programs fail. What the pandemic has taught all of us is, yes, change can happen, and yes, when you're forced, we can all make it happen. So we can do change, we can find new ways of doing things, and we can think about how to make things work, and think very quickly. So I think we should really learn from that. I think everybody will learn from that. So for me, it's being agile and to keep our absolute spirit of innovation. We want to look for those opportunities, look for those things that our customers need support with, keep listening to our customers, making sure we understand their needs, their requirements, but also going to them with a point of view. And bringing something to them with new ideas, new services, new products that can really help lead and guide and create fantastic partnerships for how L&D finds itself in a post-pandemic world.
Sorry, it appears that wasn't the last question. I do have a follow-up. I really like that ear to the ground thought, and we've already mentioned leadership. It sounds like the Hemsley Fraser approach is a bit like that. It's the listening to clients and what they're saying, but also offering that point of view and finding a balance.
Absolutely, and I think it has to. I think it has to be that way. People and customers are very much looking at us because we've got such rich experience to share with them what others are doing, but also sharing the story of what we're doing. One thing that I think a lot of our customers respect us for is being able to share our story and to be continuously pushing forward ourselves, so we can share some of the the do's and don'ts, some of the challenges, some of that story. It certainly makes you feel more in partnerships and together when you can have that honesty and that trust, and that means to be a really trusted partner and bringing advice, but also being open to listen.
Thank you, Lynsey. We've covered a lot of ground there, but thank you for all of your insight.
Thank you, John.